Since we are done discussing the philosophers and their contribution, and now let's move on to the 7 philosophies of education. Let me start first the discussion of the quote of Albert Pike. According to him, philosophy is a kind of journey, ever learning yet never arriving at the ideal of perfection of truth. Meaning, life is indeed full of surprises, and there are innumerable unknown things needed to be known. Humans, as we are capable of realizing or simply thinking, curiosity is what keeps us moving and be intrigued to eagerly learn, explore, study, examine, or research in connection to regarding education, or simply call itself as we all know as time passes by changes. Therefore, everything is prone to change, and that change is inevitable. That is why humans are capable of endless philosophizing without arriving at an answer. However, by philosophizing, we are able to create temporary answers, solutions, and conclusions, or simply be able to establish a system or rules that would effectively work for the mankind. So we have 7 philosophies of education, and these philosophies vary in on objectives, curriculum, and strategies. So here are the 7 philosophies. First, we have constructivism, followed by essentialism, progressivism, perennialism, existentialism, behaviorism, and linguistic philosophy. So first, let's go to constructivism. Constructivism is the theory that says learners construct knowledge rather than just passively take in information. As people experience the world and reflect upon those experiences, they build their own representation and incorporate new information into their pre-existing knowledge.
Constructivism. So, from the root word itself, construct learners are challenged to construct and learn by themselves, explore the learning process, and make meaning of the grasped information. Constructivists to develop the learner's skill in searching, criticizing, and evaluating, relating, reflecting, making meaning or drawing, insight, posing questions, researching, and be able to construct a new knowledge.
Next, we have essentialism. Essentialists' goal are to instill students with the essentials of academic knowledge, patriotism, and character development through traditional approaches. Thus, modern essentialists favor going back to the basics of the traditional curriculum.
Next, we have the essentialism. The philosophy aims to educate the learners not just with the general academic subjects such as math, natural science, history, literature, and languages, but it also contends to importance the learners with the basic skills involved.
So next, we have progressivism. Progressivists believe that education should focus on the whole child, rather than on the content of the teacher. This educational philosophy stresses that students should test ideas by active experimentation.
Progressivism. So this philosophy really believes in the acceptance of inevitability of change. And as a teacher, they are the molders of the learners for them to be able to live fully and to be taught of what are the necessities and suggest and do learning and rooted in the questions of the learners that arise through experience the world.
Next is we have perennialism. The aim of perennialism in education is to develop power of thought, eternalize truths that are universal and constant, and to ensure that students acquire understanding about the great ideas of Western civilization. This is the most conservative, traditional, and flexible philosophy. Perennialism stimulates students in how to think critically and truthfully, cultivating the rational mind.
Perennialism. The goal of perennialist educator is to teach students intelligent to think rationally and develop minds and can think critically, the focus is to teach the ideas and that are everlasting to seek, enduring the truths, which are inconstant or does not change, as a natural and human worlds and their most essential level do not change.
Next is existentialism. Existentialism is a philosophy concerned with finding self and the meaning of life through free will, choice, and personal responsibility. The belief that people are searching to find out who and what they are throughout life as they make choices based on their experiences, beliefs, and outlook. Existentialism. This philosophy aims to develop individuality when a person seriously takes himself. As an individual, he will genuinely focus on his individual growth and thus achieve knowledge changes and progress. Next, we have behaviorism. Behaviorists believe that if teachers provide positive reinforcement or rewards whenever students perform a desired behavior, they will learn to perform the behavior on their own. The same concept applies to punishments. Behaviorism, and applied to a classroom setting, focuses on conditioning student behavior with various types of behavior reinforcements and consequences called operant conditioning. Lastly is linguistic philosophy. It aims to develop communication skills in different languages or aiming for multilingualism. It focuses on language and communication, which covers the mastery of communication skills, such as verbal, nonverbal, pre-verbal or listening, speaking, writing, reading, and viewing. Linguistic philosophy believes and wants its students to believe that solution to philosophical problems can be found by reforming of the language or a deeper and a better comprehension of the language. As a future educator, we must teach to develop the learner skills such as sending messages clearly and receiving messages correctly. Learners should be taught to communicate clearly, how to send clear, concise messages, and how to receive and correctly understand messages that are sent. Linguistic philosophy believes and wants its students to believe that the solution to philosophical problems. In conclusion, all of the mentioned and 7 philosophies were created for the teachers to be fully aware of the never-ending issues ongoing at school, people's mindset and behavior, and the people's problems in general. Hence, teachers are wholly aware of one's objective in teaching regarding such certain subject matter, the curriculum itself, and the strategies needed to be used. With these formed philosophies, we will be able to create appropriate actions to reinforce, such as circumstances. So, that's all for today. Thank you for listening and we hope you learned.